Hello, Klara. I have another question. We have now subscribed to our Punchout catalog. How do we test the connection to make sure everything works?
Good question, Ben. Testing the connection is the next step. Let's go through it together. First, you need to open the connection test page. To do this, go to the connection details and click on Test the connection.
What do I do when I'm on the test page?
You should enter the user data that should be transmitted to the Punchout catalog. This data can be used by the supplier to create a user-specific view. You can either select a user from your client or enter the data manually. All fields marked in bold must be filled in. Optionally, you can document your test cases under changelog description.
What happens then?
Then click on Go to Punchout catalog. This will redirect you to the catalog to perform the test. If you encounter any problems during this step, please contact the supplier.
What should I do in the Punchout catalog?
Add several items to the shopping cart and transfer them to the procurement system, just as a user would do later in the productive use of the Punchout catalog. You will then be automatically redirected back to the test page. If specific views have been agreed in the Punchout catalog, you should also check this point in the Punchout catalog.
How do I check the test results?
On the test page in the connection, you should be able to find the items from the Punchout catalog in the Items Received Back section and expand and collapse their associated information.
How can I evaluate the test results?
Content profile violations, as you know, can be errors, warnings, or info. If violations of the content profile were found, these are displayed at the respective field names via icons. Check the items returned by the Punchout catalog by expanding them and see if at least one icon is displayed at the end of the line on the right. If so, move the mouse over it and you will see which violation has occurred.
What if a field has a red exclamation mark in a triangle?
A red exclamation mark in a triangle means that the field violates a requirement and you weight a violation as an error. Incorrect items can never be ordered later in productive use. Therefore, contact the supplier so that the Punchout catalog provides correct data.
And what about the mappings?
In the expanded details of an item, there is the column with the original data and next to it a column showing how the data would arrive in your procurement system. If at least one mapping has been set up, you should check whether the mappings provide all the relevant information correctly, i.e., whether the correct data is in certain fields for which a mapping has been set up.
How do I evaluate the test result?
Before you mark the connection as successfully tested, make sure that all relevant violations of the content profile have been fixed and that the mappings are correct. In particular, errors should be fixed. As with Punchout catalogs, an item is removed if at least one field has an error before it is transferred to the procurement system, e.g. the wescale shopping cart. If necessary, test the connection again and repeat the process until everything is correct.
What do I do at the end?
If everything is correct and you're happy, click Mark as successfully tested to release the Punchout catalog for content delivery. Important to know, the supplier must also test the connection and mark it as successfully tested.
Thank you, Klara. That helps me a lot to carry out the testing process correctly.
You're welcome, Ben. If you have any more questions, let me know.